Hold on a sec, that can't be right. Hello and welcome everyone to Burning Tomb Raider Passion. This is 115 speaking. Okay, I really just want to show you guys what will happen if you finish the previous level with Lara being set on fire, just as a little funny proof. So, was it worth picking up all 19 goodies? Absolutely, but now we have to move on with our lives. So, let me reload to a more reasonable safe position.
Hands on your head. Take me to Von Croy. Where's he headed?
You waste your time.
This attitude problem. You people need to learn some manners. Tell me now, or you've just run out of time.
Alexandria.
Your workforce is about to be delayed.
Well, that looks much better. You know, I still have to admire Lara just took it as a trooper being set on fire, not budging an inch. You know, really impressive. So, hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 4, The Last Revelations. This is 115, and this is one of the most memorable areas of Tomb Raider 4, the Desert Railroad. An absolute fan favorite, and for a very good reason. This is a short, sweet, not really complicated level, with some really impressive mechanics and a lot of combat encounters, which is very unusual in Tomb Raider 4. So, in this particular level, we are gonna be, well, reducing Von Croy's workforce as Lara promised in the FMV cutscene, which, by the way, that was Ahmed, our trusty guide from the Valley of Kings, from Tomb of Seth, whose clothes Lara took and left him in the Tomb of Samarkand. He was pretty much left with one match, and he was eaten by the Guardian of Samarkand, that bloody beast that killed us twice. Those red eyes, that's what it was supposed to be. In case you were wondering. Oh dear god. Lara, you're such a cold-hearted bitch. Then again, I imagine Ahmed would have done something similar. Still, after everything you guys been through, I would expect a better treatment. Okay, enough rambling on. Let's do the only thing we can in this room, and that is push a lever. There we go, and we've opened up a door. So, you might be seeing correctly, there is indeed another mechanism, which lacks a lever, as Lara points out by saying no. So, we are actually going to have to find a very interesting key item to insert into this sort of mechanism to open up a path to the locomotive. We are actually at the first car of the train. We need to reach the very last one and then retrace our steps back. It's just an overall satisfying and fun level like that. With the same key item, we'll be able to interact with this panel, behind which is the third and final secret of this level, right? So it's really interesting how we are going to revisit different areas. But first of all, what the hell? We are on a train that's in motion. I'm so impressed that the game engine managed to pull this off. Just look at the beautiful scenery. I mean, it's an endless loop of sand and rocks, but still you get the occasional sign, a patch of grass. See? This is just so cool, and just the endless horizon. I believe we are on our way north, heading to Alexandria, so that's where we are heading. And oh, just look at this, you know, since Lara mastered her door opening skills, there is something very classy she can do. If the door has a door handle, she'll open it like a true lady. That is so nice. And there are a couple of more doors in this sort of passenger car that we'll get to open up. Each contains a crate. And 2 of these crates, just like the breakable urns, contain a goodie. And by the way, I love staring out of the window, watching the scenery unfold and listening to the train ASMR. There's something so soothing about it. When I'm stressed at work or something, it actually helps me to put some train noises in the background. Like, I imagine I'm a passenger on a train. It is incredibly soothing and relaxing. Not this particular train. It's not really built for comfort. It's more built for confrontation. Talking about that, let's get our shotgun ready. Surprise, surprise, Von Croy's henchman. Well, he went for his Uzi, but that was not really the smartest choice. Something in his AI had triggered the fact that he can't reach Lara, so he has to opt for the ranged weapon. Not entirely correct. By the way, just to point out the amazing attention to detail in Tomb Raider 4, you know how Lara opened these doors using the handle as a lady? Well, if the door does not have a handle, because it's on the other side, she will kick down the door instead, like this. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. But the crate here is empty, so it's purely optional, but you know, we just have to destroy all of them. It's just a matter of honor for us. Now, this door has a handle, so she'll open it, like, you know, very politely. By the way, one of the reasons I also love this level, not just because it's short and sweet, but we are also finally gonna get our hands on the grenade launcher, and I'm gonna show you a really cool trick with that. Oh no! Assassins! Holy moly! Look at the acrobatics on that. See, I thought these guys would appear after we reached the flatbed car, but instead they already went ahead. Okay, they're not wasting any time. Since we are at range, I would recommend using Uzi. Well, he was not good at blocking those shots, was he? Ah, let's switch to shotgun now. Only fitting, no? Yes. So I'm gonna try and use both, you know, for those close encounters, the shotgun, for the from a bigger distance, the Uzis, because they're surprisingly accurate in Tomb Raider 4, as I've demonstrated in the Tomb of Samarkand, shooting at the wall. Okay, so let's climb on top of this car. Oh, and get our shotgun ready, because there'll be a bit of an ambush. Okay. And now. And you can control Lara during this cutscene, which is really cool. Well, it's more like a camera shot, rather than cutscene, but still. Oh no, we're being shot at! No, I don't like fair fights. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't. Oh, there you go, you bastard. Okay, cool. It's both assassins taken care of. Now, these 2 orange cars are particularly interesting. One of them contains goodies and the other seemingly nothing. But it serves its purpose. So let me light up a flare because it's fairly dark in this storage space. So again, more shotgun ammunition. It clearly is the intended weapon of choice against these assassins. There are actually no Uzi pickups in this level, so I feel a bit bad about using it, but come on, let's just have fun. Let's not be cheap. Whoa. Okay, you went full-on aggressive, you didn't block any pellets, and now you paid the price for that, sir. Okay, nice. And we get to enter the second orange car. You don't have to, but I want to, just so I can show you something that will make sense a bit later on. Again, that's my preferred way of doing things. Not the most efficient, but the easiest to understand. So, if we get in, you will notice there's just a locked door behind us. We can't get out using the conventional means. We'll actually be using this door to get into this orange car. But, for now, I just want to draw your attention again to this wooden panel.
No.
Lara says no, that is a very good sign, because it has a crack. Again, we'll need the same key item to open that one, as in the very first car we started the level in. Simple as that. We'll need to pry it open. Okay, now this is interesting. See, we can't really overcome this obstacle unless we shimmy around it, which is so absolutely badass. I mean, this is a running train. Lara is millimeters close from death, and there she is, just, you know, enjoying the view. Like that. This is so absolutely cool. I remember being so proud as a kid when I figured this out. I couldn't believe. I thought, you know, that the height of the car is not tall enough for Lara's feet not to touch the ground, but as it turns out, it totally is. So I thought this would be certain death. Okay, there we have it. And, you know... Oh, whoa, helicopter! That's the same one we've seen Von Croy escaping the dig site of Samarkand in Karnak, in the brief FME cutscene. So he's inside the helicopter, because why should he be on a train that's not a luxurious Orient Express or something, right? In a true villainous fashion. He's gonna take the comfortable path. By now he knows something is wrong. I assume that's what they try to tell us with that short cutscene. By the way, pay close attention to the textures. That one does not have these protruding iron bars, this one does, which implies it's a ladder, in case you didn't know. And, you know, I wouldn't blame you for not knowing that. Okay, now, get the shotgun ready, and shoot, 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 shoot. And don't you ever worry about missing any goodies these guys might leave behind, because they don't. That's the cool thing. You don't have to worry about knocking enemies off the train. They leave nothing. Oh, by the way, first secret! Hooray! So this is interesting, because I always thought this is the way to continue, but as it turns out it's the first secret. And the way to continue, where we're gonna find an essential key item, is actually hidden much better than the actual secret, you know? Again, I'm not sure if this is just a weird design choice, or if the developers intended it that way. What happens to the flare, I wonder? Oh, nothing, just disappears. Okay. I was kind of hoping it would cascade like crazy or something like that on the tracks, but no. Doesn't matter, I'll still forgive the game that's in. Yeah, so again, the same ladder texture, so you can use this to climb up. I took a bit of a shortcut to reach it. Now, the way to continue, you actually need to enter the side of this last car. So here's the door open, and you can... the same trick like we did for the first secret. There we go. Again, it's very dark here, so let me light up a flare. Okay, 2 boxes of shotgun shells. Very generous indeed. Then again, each of these assassins takes 4, sometimes even 5 shots, so that's understandable. Mind you, something I want to point out, which I believe I did last time, but again, shotgun, if we pick up a box, we get 6 shotgun shells, right? If we pick up a shotgun whilst you already have a shotgun, you should have 191, because it's equivalent of 1 normal shotgun ammunition pickup. Simple as that. Now let's get the crowbar as well. This is the mysterious key item I was talking about the entire time. We can use this to pry open the wooden panels for all secrets, and also trigger these mechanisms. Now, you need to stand in the opposite direction of where the pointer over there is pointing. So it's, as we are facing it, pointing to the left, which means you need to stand on the right, because Lara is never pushing these, but pulling these, as opposed to the pre-existing ones. So this is what she does. So always the opposite side. Now it's gonna point there, which is just gonna open up a door, but also release very sneaky assassin. I don't know how he did that, but I'm impressed. Okay, we wasted 1 shot, I think, but it really doesn't matter. Right, now, cool thing is, this is an easy way to go back up. We don't have to shimmy along the sides. Now, since this guy is in the range, I'm gonna use our Uzis. Look at the massive blood splat. Oh, whoa, Lara stopped aiming. That's not good. He's leaving? My goodness, he is... Please, come back, sir. I ask you kindly. There's a reason why I don't want to get onto that boxcar yet. Nah, he's just fooling around. At this rate, he's gonna jump off the train, and we're not gonna help him. We're not gonna be there. What an idiot. Okay, so I'm gonna risk something. You know what? I'm worried about this, because there is one enemy who will spawn and fall off the track before you even have a chance to react. Come on, come on. Yes, yes, please. Thank you. Ah, we know this trick by now. This is literally the maximum range from which Lara can fire, which is an interesting distance experiment. Wow, this is why long-distance relationships don't work. Anyway, Lara, let's do this. And hold the action key to not grab anything, but not hit Lara's head and end up underneath the train, because the door will open. And it's just cool when you can predict that and do it. Okay, now, since we are here... Oh, you know what? Before we do anything with the panel, let's first get up, because there's something I'm a bit paranoid about. And that's these 2 guys. Whoa, one dropped off the train. We helped him for that. I'm gonna count that as a kill because of the shotgun blast. And yeah, okay, so that's the guy that sometimes he doesn't even make it as high as that, and it might seem like the level only has 14 enemies, whereas in fact there are 15 of these assassins. And it's all because of that guy, which I've seen a couple of walkthroughs confused about and not mention him at all. So there are a couple of instances where he might not appear at all. So if you care about all the kills to the extent that I do, be very careful about that. Okay, so let's scroll shoot these. Nice, and we pretty much cleared the room. Now, what are we getting our hands on? Well, let me show you something very interesting. Each time we pick up a new box of grenades, we get 4 grenades, right? We picked up the normal ammunition twice, super ammunition once, flash ammunition once. We're gonna pick up 1 flash ammunition, so that's 8. and another flash ammunition, which is going to bring us to 12. See? However, again, let me show you something fascinating. You remember when we picked up shotgun, that was 6 shotgun shells. When we picked up Uzis, that was 30 Uzi bullets, which is the equivalent of the ammo pickup. Not the case for the grenade launcher. We have 8 grenades now. One pickup is worth 4 grenades. But if you pick up the weapon, there it is. It's gorgeous. But we got 10 grenades, not 4, not even the double of that 8, but 10 instead. It is so strange. We got no super ammunition and no flash ammunition outside of the one we manually picked up. So if you pick up a grenade launcher for the first time, you get 10 normal grenades. It's enormously generous. I mean, even looking at the cylinder loader, it seems to have 8, or is it only 7 or something like that? It's a very strange cylinder, but so that's the thing that really confused me. I actually went back to the Tomb of Seth just to test out how many bullets we get with each pickup, and I was correct. So it's just the grenade gun that's different. I'm curious about the crossbow and the revolver once we'll get our hands on those. And yeah, so this is pretty much the same design as in Tomb Raider 3, although looking a bit better, which Tomb Raider 3 already had a borrowed design from Tomb Raider 2, plus they added the round cylinder, right? So this just improved upon that. Now, I'm not going to show you straight away what the grenade launcher does with its amazing destructive power. I'm instead going to resolve the mystery of the flash ammunition. There is a very cool trick possible in this level, which we just absolutely cannot miss, and it involves using flash ammunition. It's absolutely hilarious and it's totally worth it. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so nothing in the first orange car, we already been inside, nothing that the crowbar would help us pry open or anything like that. But if you press the hotkey 5, you'll get the grenade launcher. Now, let's fire a grenade and jump in. Now the assassins are blinded on top of the car. And guess what happens? Oh, the guy on the left dropped down. The guy on the right seems to have made an attempt to jump here. I'm not sure that was successful. But this is absolutely hilarious. So you get to knock down both of them using the flash grenade, right? It's so satisfying. Now, that didn't particularly demonstrate what the actual flash ammunition of the grenade gun is supposed to do. We're going to do that later on. I would recommend using it on groups of these enemies, you know, not just isolated ones. There really is no point. It's going to give you some breathing space. But basically what it does, it blinds them with the ammunition you saw on the assassin on top of the jeep. And they will become completely still. They will not be able to block bullets or move around or anything like that, so they'll just become sitting ducks you can shoot at, right? So that's the whole purpose. But again, I'm gonna demonstrate it under a normal scenario later on. Seriously, but I just had to take care of these 2 assassins this way. Totally gonna count knockdowns as kills, because that's also what we're gonna do to certain very specific kind of enemies later on in Alexandria. Okay, so continuing with the fashion of these enemies not dropping anything, we don't need to stop. That was actually the last 15th one. Very nicely done. It's interesting how back in the surface Karnak levels these guys were considered something like mini-bosses, and now we get to face 15 of them. But anyway, so here we are entering the very first car. Now before we do anything else, let's sort out the third and final secret. Well, it's the first one we encountered, but the third one we can actually access, and it's kind of underwhelming. It is literally just a small health pack. We opened up a crate, that's it. Now, the other use for the crowbar, and by the way, I really appreciate how Lara doesn't drop it, so we have to re-pick it up each and every time, like in Tomb Raider 3. This is much better. And by the way, some walkthroughs consider the crowbar a pickup because it goes into your inventory, but not torches, because Lara technically never puts them in inventory, only in her hand. But honestly, I think still it's a valuable and useful supply to point out in that regard, so I will totally count them as items. Now, again, so the opposite of where the arrow is pointing, that's where we want to put the crowbar, and doing that, we finish the level, in fact. Oh, dear God. I think this is the time for me to show you the statistics. So, we decoupled the rest of the train, we are just attached to the locomotive in our last one, so let me show you the statistics screen. This is the Desert Railroad. We have found all 16 items, killed all 15, not just 14 assassins, mind the one that falls off the train each and every time. And we have found all 3 secrets, so really short, sweet level. Still haven't used any health packs because of my rerun with the Guardian of Samarkand back in the previous level. And that's pretty much it. So let me make a save here, because regardless of what you do, where you go, where you move, in a few seconds the level is gonna end automatically since we decoupled the train. So I don't have much time to do it, but let me make a save here. And basically this creates all the save slots, all the way from Angkor Wat in Cambodia to the final level of Karnak. So I'm gonna create a backup for these saves probably in some folder somewhere, but then I'm gonna have to clear this screen up completely because we can't scroll down anymore. We ran out of save slots. So for Alexandria and other location levels, I will have to make space. And with that, let's see if we can make it to the... No, we can't make it to the locomotive. Almost! If you're very quick, you can make the jump, but it's totally unnecessary. So thank you very much, guys, for being with me on this journey, and I'll see you next time in Alexandria.